personally have a problem with that. I have a really big problem with calling these people musicians. Y'all, what a wonderful day to be wealthy. Isn't it? Isn't it a good day to just have net worth just skyrocketing through the roof? Goodness gracious, y'all. Hey, it is Ashley here of Stacks in the City, and I want to say a wonderful, resounding hello, and thank you so much for listening and being here with me as we talk about all things money, getting this money. So we're going to divert a little bit today, and I really want to delve into the Forbes articles that have recently declared Sean Carter, Jay-Z, Hova as a billionaire, y'all. Yes, 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 yes. Also, Diddy is really close. He's estimated net worth at $850 million. And Queen Rihanna has skyrocketed her net worth from an estimated $250 million at around 2017 to now a staggering $600 million. And Forbes has declared her as the wealthiest female musician of all time, or what we have going on right now. So here's the thing. I personally have a problem with that. I have a really big problem with calling these people musicians, at least in terms of getting their wealth, building their wealth. Because to me, it creates a false pretense that in order to have this staggering amount of money, you have to make it as a musician. And none of these musicians have earned the bulk of their net worth through the music industry. If anything, the music industry was simply seen as a catalyst to get to the coins, to get to entrepreneurship, to get to owning a business. It was served as leverage in a way. So today's video, we're going to delve into the way that 3 of the wealthiest celebrities in the music industry have earned their net worths and what it meant to achieve their net worths. But we're just gonna break it down a little bit because I wanted to know. I really do. So you all stay tuned, and I cannot wait for us to get started. Yeah. Okay. Now, before we get started, y'all, I want to make sure that we all understand what net worth is. First, net worth is basically your assets minus your liabilities. So it means that the money that you have, all the money that you've acquired, anything that's coming into your bank account due to any type of business venture. Liabilities are any debt accrued. So that could be student loans, that could be your car note, that could be a mortgage, that could be any outstanding debt that you have, any expenses. Those are liabilities. In order to have a positive net worth, you have to have more assets, more money coming in than liabilities, more money going out. So this is all based on assets minus liabilities. Okay, so now that we have those two things like situated, figure out the way, let's go ahead and break down these celebrity net worths. Okay, so y'all, Queen Riri, I love Rihanna. I hope y'all do too. In fact, I have some of a Fenty face on today because we gotta support our billionaire in the making Rihanna, our queen in the making Rihanna. Rihanna is worth an estimated $600 million, y'all. Again, that's up from $250 million that she accrued in 2017 as a result of her music industry, some of the promotions, her Puma line, all that fun stuff. So we're gonna break down exactly where all her money is coming from. So obviously, the biggest way that she's been earning her money is through her Fenty beauty line. So she has partnered with LVMH, which is a publicly traded company that hosts many higher end luxury brands. So LVMH is essentially Louis Vuitton, it is Moet. Essentially, that's Louis Vuitton, Moet, like more of those higher end brands. That's what LVMH is. So whenever you hear that, just think Louis, just think expensive, just think exclusive. That's essentially who is getting the money that we purchase whenever we buy a Fenty lipstick, whenever we're buying a Fenty bronzer, whenever we're buying anything that Rihanna's out here putting out. Or if we're going out here buying a Louis bag, that's essentially going to them, and now Rihanna too. So LVMH is a company that helps give Rihanna money, that helps support Rihanna when it comes to her Fenty line. And she's getting a lot of money in that. She owns 15% of that company. She owns 15% of Fenty. LVMH owns the rest of it. They own 85% of that company. So Rihanna's getting a lot of money from that, but so is LVMH. So they're in a partnership together. They're working together. So a lot of her money is coming from that. In fact, according to Business Insider, an estimated $570 million in revenue sales came from her Fenty launch alone. And this is not including Savage Fenty, which is her lingerie line, her Puma line, now her newly launched luxury fashion label, which is a big deal. Rihanna owns 49% of that, and LVMH owns 51% of her clothing line. So Rihanna is opening up the stake that she has there, and that's gonna allow more money to come in. So Rihanna's net worth is essentially made through her business in her beauty industry and her business interests. She also owns some of the masters of her singing career. So basically, she owns the rights to her songs, which is a good thing because that means can't nobody be taking her shine away. As she gets older, her music will probably be worth more, will probably be streaming diamonds forever. So yes, that's where Rihanna's getting most of her money. Next up is Diddy. Diddy, honestly, y'all, Diddy's one of my personal favorites. I love it. He's so extra and I love it. Diddy is worth an estimated $850 million, you all, and counting. Diddy is the principal, CEO, founder, owner, all that of Comeups Enterprises, which is essentially an umbrella term of the many business ventures that he's done over the past 20 plus years. Diddy even says so himself that he is more of a full-time entrepreneur than a rapper. And y'all, I love Diddy, but we know that we weren't, what was it, Last Train to Paris? Y'all remember that? Y'all, I love you though, Diddy. But even Diddy admits himself that he's not necessarily gonna be a rapper. He is known for helping cultivate artists and really promoting them and parlaying them into a stream of consciousness where all of media, all people, his audience, us, will love and adore. So that he's done that with artists like 112, with Mace, with Faith Evans, with Notorious B.I.G., Danny Kane, y'all remember that? He has really been able to promote that and create a culture that is surrounded by the bad boy family. But it's so fun that we've seen that and how it's worked over time. So Diddy's various business ventures are the following. I'm gonna read these, you guys. So he has Aqua Hydrate, which is a water brand. He has Bad Boy Entertainment, which again, we all know that is the Cadillac of music and culture and really infusing that into mainstream culture. He has Blue Flame Agency, which is a marketing agency that I haven't heard too much of, not gonna lie. And he has Capital Prep Harlem, so he has his preparatory college, his college preparatory school that he's made in New York. And of course, his various business ventures with brands of Ciroc. He has a tequila brand as well. Now, y'all, if y'all remember anything else from this conversation, just know that Diddy's checks are 8 figures. 8. Like, that's like in the that's like deep in the millions. He managed to make Ciroc from this no-name vodka brand to a brand that everybody knows. You want to drink Ciroc when you're in the club. The bottle girls are throwing up Ciroc bottles. He is responsible for making us want to drink Ciroc instead of Belvedere, which we were drinking back in the day. And that's where the bulk of his money is going now. That's where the bulk of his checks are coming into, his constant promotion of Ciroc. So not his music, but literally his business ventures, his hands in different things, has been the main factor in contributing to his net worth. In fact, in 2017 and 2018, he was estimated to have earned $130 million alone in 1 year, based off of revenue from his various business ventures, the main one being his Ciroc vodka brand. Now, lastly, of course, is Hova. Am I saying that right? Is Jay-Z. Jay-Z is now in the Billionaires Club with an estimated net worth of $1 billion. $1 billion, y'all. Good for him. Again, I'm super happy for him. But again, as with many of the celebrities that are earning money, is not through music, it is through their various business ventures. Just to break down where Jay-Z's money comes from, he is getting $200 million in sales, in music sales. So this is from albums, this is from touring, this is from his collection, $200 million alone. So first he has stakes in a few alcohol, in that luxury alcoholic brand sphere, including his Armand and Brignac, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, y'all, sorry, which is estimated worth of $310 million, as well as his Douce brand, which is a cognac. That's worth an estimated $100 million. He also has a few cash and investments that are worth $200 million. So I know that we recently read that he has a stake, he and Beyonce have a stake in Uber. So he's putting money in the stock market, and that's worth about $200 million. Roc Nation is in charge of many of our concert tickets, concert venues. So for example, when Jay-Z and Beyonce are touring, he is in charge of leveraging those seats, the venues and all that. He owns a stake in that. It's like, it's kind of Ticketmaster, sorta, ish. But whatever, he owns that. He's getting a lot of that money coming in. Roc Nation is worth an estimated $75 million. Of course, Tidal is his streaming service. He has a streaming service which is similar to Spotify, and he was very smart in that you can only access his catalog on his streaming service, and he used it as a way to get music back into the hands of the artist, as opposed to us plagiarizing it using LimeWire and BearShare back in the day. Because y'all do that. Y'all know we did that. Anyway, but that's estimated net worth of around $100 million. He has a music catalog. Of course, he has his own music that he owns. He has music he wrote worth about $75 million. He has an art collection. It's worth about $70 million. We found all these fancy paintings, all that fun stuff, and those things usually appreciate over time. And finally, he has a little bit of real estate, and that's estimated worth at $50 million. So all that roughly goes up to a lot of money, $1 billion. So a lot of his money did not come from music, it came from his various business ventures. And even again, as a millennial growing up and seeing his various businessman ways, we've seen the 40/40 Club. We remember, of course, Ducey, his product placement. He's so smart with that. In fact, on his On the Run tour, he actually had Ducey sold in the concert venue. Imagine that, these stadiums. He is product placing his product so that people can buy it as they enjoy watching him. Good gracious, y'all, if that ain't a way to make some money, I declare. But, so I want to break this down, of course, but really what I really want to, there's a few points that I want to make about this. And the one thing is that, again, they may have started as musicians, but the money isn't made through the musicianship. It's made through ownership. So you're owning something. All of these artists have managed to own things. There have been artists that perform and shuck and jive all day, but they don't own not near a lick of their music. They don't write any of their music. They don't produce any of their music. They're like a vessel for other people to make money. Like TLC is a great example of a group that wasn't able to leverage the money that they made. It was sucked into the hands of other people. They had bad contracts and they weren't being very business savvy with how they were going to use their fame and influence. You know, another thing I really like about this is that these people are really finding ways to make stocks and bonds and business into the lexicon of our community, of the African American, the black people, black folk, colored folk. I didn't really know that Louis Vuitton was a publicly traded company, and I didn't know that it was an umbrella for a lot of other luxury brands. I didn't really know that until Rihanna and the media that surrounds her talked about LVMH and really delved into that. Now I'm interested in actually investing in LVMH because I really want Rihanna to succeed. I love her products, so why not own a piece of that? So I love how we're actually how they're introducing us to a world of ownership and money and investments that we probably wouldn't have thought about doing if they weren't there. So again, the whole representation matters thing is so real. It is, representation matters, and it's great that they're allowing us a glimpse in two ways to start earning and investing money. So instead of always buying the bronzer, we can figure out how to own a piece of the bronzer. Lastly, they're giving away exactly what it is they do. Jay-Z particularly has extensive lyrics on how he's able to manage his money, on where his money is going. He's talked about his art collection in his songs. He's talked about the stocks and bonds that he's had. He talks about investments and generational wealth and Blue never being able to worry about money ever again. He talks about these in his very skillfully and well-crafted lyrics. So y'all pay attention to that, listen, and just Google what he's talking about if you're confused. I didn't know how he's making his money off these art collections, but I'm gonna look it up. Might as well. So at the end of the day, y'all, I want to give a huge kudos. Congratulations to my queen Riri, Diddy, and Jay-Z for amassing their fortunes by working hard and being very business savvy and understanding the nature of the way that our country works. And I also want you all to take note from what they've done. Just because they're super famous doesn't mean that we can't take some of their principles and incorporate it into our lives and what we can do to get our money right. So y'all, if you like this video, let me know. Y'all are truly amazing. Y'all are fabulous, and I cannot wait to see y'all soon. Bye, y'all.